Hello race fans, welcome to the Porwc DC Shoes World Championship. This is going to be the All-Star Showdown. This will be segment 1. Let's take a look at your starting order. I've done a few tests. We've had single car incidents, nothing, major. So, starting on the pole today is Tiffany Crawford. Then we have Darian Sykes, Seth Cole and Matthew McMurray, Ricky Hawk and Jake Baskinger, Sean Johnson, Dion Petty, Jake Bell, Hannah Smith, Violet Fox, Heather Crawford, Dylan Young and Joshua Perry, Levi Shones, Thomas McKikiwick, James McLeod, Jack Rasmussen, Danny Wells, Michael Harwood, and Alex Jones will round out the field for your showdown. As the field is getting ready to, get going, the pace car is off. Well, not off, but we're going. This, no cautions. Cautions are off. And so I got my, trusty notebook and pencil here. So should a driver DNF in this, he will not start segment 2 unless I feel he was wrong, like somebody potentially takes him out. But that's yeah, we are green flag in the showdown, being led by Tiffany Crawford down to turn number 1. These guys are going to be going fast, and they are 3 wide behind them. Oh, and there's a problem. Ricky Hawk. Big problems. Huge crash down the back straightaway. Michael Harwood, James McLeod, Ricky Hawk, Jack Rasmussen may get through it. Oh, and more problems. Danny Wells is involved. Seth Cole is taking the lead. Let's take a look at what happened real quick, and then we will go live just to see who will be. I don't think Ricky Hawk will be able to finish this segment, so it is likely that he will be out of the showdown. Alright, so they get 3 wide, bouncing off of each other. And oh, Hannah Smith almost turns upside down. Right on board with her throughout this accident. Well, I tell you, this is the first multi-car accident that I've seen at this racetrack, so I'll get another quick look at this. So, right on board with Michael Harwood. There was probably about 3 or 4 different accidents here that all just kind of collided into one. Michael Harwood able to continue. Your current leader, Seth Cole, then Tiffany Crawford, Darian Sykes, Sean Johnson, Let's look for some other drivers. Ricky Hawk, still in the race. Alex Jones, he's a couple laps. He is also in the race. Other people that are currently off the racetrack, let's check James McLeod. As you guys know, the importance of finishing this race, so I guess they just, you know, if it's mostly cosmetic, they just take that stuff off of the car. Heather Crawford is going one lap down, trying as hard as she can not to, but you know, when you're slow and you're off the pace, not really much you can do. Seth Cole is your leader. We are on lap 9 out of 20. Segment 2, we will have cautions on, and the top 5 will make the race. Then after that, I will go through the drivers who have not made the race yet, and you know, even if you have already voted on the voting video, this race here gives you an opportunity to send in another ballot. Like I said before, you can vote for a driver more than once. But you cannot vote for your own driver, because then everybody would just vote for themselves. Some more side-by-side action over here. Dion Petty is also there. Ooh, is he going to make it 3 wide? He is. Is there going to be a problem? There is not. A power move by Dion Petty is going to send it's going to send him up into 3rd. Although, you know, the finishing results doesn't really matter for this segment, because the field will be inverted. You know, you guys will be able to watch me click qualify, then to race, and then qualify. I will do that 4 times. Well, I will change it 4 times, because sometimes it doesn't change. But Jack Rasmussen's going to be the next car to go a lap down, and it looks like he will. Losing quite a bit of time on the leaders. It looks like everybody's going to be able to finish this race. Matthew McMurray with some damage. I wonder, did he get involved? Let's go back and check. That he did. He was involved, and then he got through the rest. It looks as if everyone will be able to continue. Ricky Hawk 2 laps down. Michael Harwood is on the lead lap. He might be able to finish this race, or this segment, on the lead lap. tell you though, I'm surprised that most of these guys were able to get back out onto the racetrack. Jag Rasmussen about to go one lap down. It's not really smart to hold up the leader though. Seth Cole just kind of pushing forward in dominant fashion. Three laps to go in this Showdown segment 1. I might actually do the full all-star. But I will disable comments for this video. Well, no, I will not. But I will emphasize that when you vote on this video, you must PM me your votes, otherwise they will not count. That's because I want them to be a surprise to not only me, but everybody. Or not only everybody, but myself. I want them to, you know, be a surprise towards me. So that way I don't know and I just tally them up. And it's completely up to you guys. Although I will tell you, if there is a tie, then I think that will just be an extra driver or two that will be in the race. Oh, more problems. Shawn Johnson is involved. Let's take a look at what happened. Coming to the final lap. Just a little bit of contact. Now, if Johnson is in the pits at the time of the finish, he will not. You have to be on the track at the time of the finish, otherwise, obviously, you get a DNF, and it looks like he will stay on the track. The race is over. Somebody just hit the wall. Danny Wells slides up the racetrack and gets up into the wall. He's just coming around to finish his time around the racetrack. And we will be seeing you for segment 2. Yeah. Alright guys, we are back for segment 2. After I turned off wraps, I went, you know, to the official finishing results, and Heather Crawford did not finish the race, so she will not be in segment 2 of the Showdown. So we click qualifying. Warm up. That's 1, 2, 3. I actually don't think it changed that time. Still has not changed, so we'll just do it one last time. Still will not change. Alright, this has to change. And it does. This time it does change. So the field has been randomized and inverted. Now the top 5 will make it to the All-Star. Quick rundown: Jake Baskinger, Danny Wells, Levi Shones, Jake Bell, Tiffany Crawford, Justin Perry, Darian Sykes, Ricky Hawk, Jag Rasmussen, Violet Fox, James McLeod, Alex Jones, Michael Harwood, Tom Sakikiewicz, Dion Petty, Seth Cole, Matthew McMurray, Shawn Johnson, Hannah Smith, Dylan Young. Rounds out your field. Like I said, Heather Crawford, in that accident at the end, did not finish the race. So let's see what happens here in segment 2. Oh, they're getting 3 wide yet again. I think they're gonna have some sort of issue. There's problems in the back. Do we have a caution? Does not look like it. We stay green. Let's check out what happened to Sean Johnson in turn number 1. Oh, Matthew McMurray was also involved. That was a big wreck that did not, result in a huge crash. We stay green. Sean Johnson will pull back onto the racetrack, but it doesn't really matter because, yeah. Danny Wells currently leads the Showdown. Your top 5 ends with Jake Bell. But this is only lap 3 out of 20 in segment number 2. Tiffany Crawford is all over that back bumper of Jake Bell. We know how bad these guys want to make the chase, want to make the All-Star. But to make the chase right now for these guys, without racing their way in, they have to win the All-Star. The only way to do that is to be in it. To be in it, you got to finish in the top 5 of the Showdown. Mainly single file. Seth Cole is making up some spots. He was the best in segment 1, but after the field inversion started way in the back. But we're only on lap 5 out of 20, so depending on how far back he is, only about 4 seconds, and they're side by side behind him. Thomas Pakikiewicz is trying to hold off Hannah Smith, which he did. Somebody got into the wall. So right here we will watch on nobody. Try to figure out who did hit this wall. It's looking to be Jake Baskin here. Wow, he hit the wall battling for position with Ricky Hawk. He does stay in position in the top 5, but Ricky Hawk is all over the back bumper of Danny Wells. Lap 7 out of 20. I'm not quite sure why we did not get a caution for that incident on lap 1. As Thomas Pakikiewicz has made up some spots. Actually got by the 4 of Seth Cole and the 88 of Hannah Smith, and is currently working on Jack Rasmussen. So he could have a he could definitely have a potential, if we get a caution, he could possibly make the race. Lap 9 out of 20. Still side by side. Rasmussen's just gonna give it to him. Seth Cole almost got passed by Hannah Smith back here. You saw, and it almost is again. The highline does kind of seem to be where it's working. And now Cole is working on Jack Rasmussen. We are halfway through segment 2. Lap 11. Whoa, almost some contact right there. there may be... there was contact. Seth Cole had to get off the gas, otherwise he would have wrecked them both. Good job by Seth Cole for realizing that. I guess he had a clean air car. Started up front for the first segment, but then with this field randomization, started towards the back, and just doesn't seem to have the same car at all. Let's go to your leaders. When I, left them, I saw there was a battle for the lead, but Danny Wells continues to lead Ricky Hawk. Two good friends, yet also big rivals on the racetrack. Off the track, they're great friends. They'll work together, but also very competitive with each other, and rivals on the track. Ooh, Ricky Hawk is coming up on Danny Wells. Looks like he's trying to make a pass. We are on lap 14 out of 20. Actually, we are not live yet. Now we are live. Wells is trying to run up a little bit higher so Hawk can't use that draft. It's a very smart move, but also at the same time doesn't seem to be working as he's losing time. That time it worked out perfectly. Get that line in so you can gain what you can coming in. Drift out a little bit so you can get the biggest arc on the corner. Because the more arc you have, the wider of an arc you have, you can hold more throttle. Let's go back and check some of this. With 5 laps to go, Jake Baskinger is in the transfer spot. The final transfer spot. Tiffany Crawford, though, after an incident on the last lap of segment 1, or close to the last lap, close enough, is really hoping to make this race. This is, mainly where the battle is. Dion Petty, I know he's got a great car. We saw him in and out, up and down, just through everybody earlier. So 3 laps to go. Jake Baskinger is still in the final transfer spot. Do we see a pass by Dion Petty? He's running way high. James McLeod's gonna get in there. Where did McLeod come from? 2 laps to go. Green flag the whole time in segment 2. Oh, and Ricky Hawk is taking the lead away from Danny Wells. Last lap. And the way it's looking, Ricky Hawk, Danny Wells, Levi Shones, Jacob Bell, and Jake Baskinger will all make the will all advance from the showdown to the All-Star race. Sorry about that. That was kind of a fail. So advancing on from the showdown, Ricky Hawk, Danny Wells, Levi Shones, Jacob Bell, and Jake Baskinger. Let me just write that down. So congratulations to those 5 drivers. They will all advance to the Showdown. Now, another quick deal right here. Those guys may have advanced to the All-Star race. I'm sorry. Those 5. But your fan vote remains open. You do not want to vote for those top 5 because they are already in it, obviously. So, Tiffany Crawford, Dion Petty, James McLeod, Darian Sykes, Justin Perry, Alex Jones, Violet Fox, Michael Harwood, Thomas McKickwick, Seth Cole, Jack Rasmussen, Dylan Young, Hannah Smith, Matthew McMurray, and Sean Johnson. Voting rules: you must PM me your votes. If you do not, if you post them in the comments section, they will not count. You get to vote. You have 3 ballots, pretty much. And if you've already voted, you can vote again. Because odds are, at least one of the drivers that you chose may have made the race. So you get to vote again. Your first votes will also be taken into account. So you must PM me your votes. Those are the drivers. And you can vote for a driver more than once. Like, say, well, Danny Wells is already in the race, but say he wasn't, you could vote Danny Wells times 3. And to do that, you just, say their name twice. Or write X2 next to their name in the personal message that you send me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And the All-Star race will be brought to you tomorrow. We'll have pre-race interviews. If you'd like to be a part of that, if I haven't already talked to you about that, then, let me know. If you have a Skype, Earnhardt3Fan for life. I'm the same as YouTube as I am on Skype. And that is where we will be conducting the interviews. So, voting ends at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I apologize for that. So if I get a personal message from you at 10:01, it will not be taken into account because that is the deadline. I want it to be fair. No exceptions, no nothing. So, yep. Thanks for tuning in.